Welcome to Twisted Metal Customs. Different scenery than usual. Yes, I'm actually at my real job and I forgot to record the intro and outro of this video, so apologies. But anyway, welcome to episode 8 of the XP Falcon, and today we've got heaps in store, so definitely stay around and check it out because we've got the final mock-up of the interior at the end. So before we get into it, everybody that commented on the poll about the interior and commented on the last video, thanks heaps, because I read every single one in the comments and I took all the information, and with that I've made the decision on the way I went today. So hopefully none of you are going to throw rocks at me or get angry or anything, but I think it does turn out pretty damn good in my opinion. So watch for yourself and check it out and see what you reckon. Let me know. Let's get into it. We have managed to get the dash mostly out. I'm just going to do some rust converter on behind the dash, just to give that a bit of a hit in the primer. And then I'm going to start sanding or tape up all the paint of this original car. And I'm going to start sanding that dash to get it back to steel. And then I'll take that grill out as well. So this here is pretty chippy and flaky and whatnot, or the fake chromes or scratch. So I'm actually thinking of sanding that down and actually doing that a really nice gloss black, and that will be the complement to the black interior. So that will be a nice black dash. That's what I'm thinking. You know when you finish doing something and you're like, well, probably could have been an easier way to do that. That's me now. So I just finished taping up the car, like the cab. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I went the wrong contrast, as in, yeah, it's all pretty well taped up, but I could have just put one over the windscreen and the door openings. You know, I mean, I guess I have to have one open to get in, but anyway. So we're at the point now where I can start sanding and wire wheeling the floor and sanding that back section. I think the top, it's in good shape physically, but it looks disgusting. So I might get a little bit of scrap piece like there and see if I can just put some maybe some vinyl paint just to experiment. Not sure. My GoPro is out of action for some reason, so I'm using my phone, so I'm sorry if it's all shaky and stuff. So we just took the grill off and you can see it's got overspray of epoxy, it's got surface rust on it, and obviously it's a very intricate piece, so it's going to be very hard to sand. So get yourself a little sandblaster kit. It's just like 30 bucks, eBay special. Just get yourself some media and it makes pretty short work of it. It does take a fair bit of, not a lot of air, but like a compressor can run it pretty easily. Like it's just that I've got no filters from the compressor to here, so it has a bit of moisture coming through, but I'm going to be priming it straight away, so there's no drama. I'll just give you a quick look of how quick it works. You can muck around with your settings to see how much media comes out. You see it happens pretty quick, so 5 minutes and it's done. I've just got to get in there afterwards, but I'll flip it over to do that. Thought I'd show you that. We've got the primer, epoxy primer on everything. It went on pretty good actually, and I had pretty low pressure just so I had minimal overspray. And you can see it didn't really have too much overspray whatsoever, which is good. And then I primed the floor, and then when that was flashed off or dry enough to paint over, I got that whole tin of seam sealer and just seam sealed the whole floor, all the rust repairs in the corner, and there's a rust repair there. Then I had to make a new patch for the top to match the other side, which is just a flat bit of steel, super easy. And then seam sealed all that, seam sealed up to that lip inside there, both sides. And I didn't worry about the hump because it had like really thick sound deadener on it. So it's all pretty good anyway. So that's all done, which is sweet. And when that's fully cured, I can, start blocking it back. There's a tiny little bit of pitting right on top of there and on the other side. So I did 2 coats or 2 thick coats extra on those sections. So otherwise, if it's all good, I can just Scotch Brite it back and then to rough it up and then paint it. But you can see the pitting there. Might even have to glaze putty them if to get it smooth. So I've got a poll up at the moment, and yeah, there's mixed opinions on it. A lot of saying two-tone or just blue or black, but I'm thinking I'm going to go in between. So I'm going to paint it all blue, paint all that blue, because all the seat's going to be there anyways. It's just a parcel shelf. But what I'm going to do with the dash is currently paint it all blue, and then I've got that material, like I said, I'm going to bring it down into that lip. So I did see on Google there's a chrome strip you can get to cover there. So I'm going to try to get one of those, or if anyone's got a spare one, that'd be fantastic. Hook me up. But then it'll be black dash and then blue, and it'll match in. It should be pretty good. And the floor is going to be black. I'll just paint it with probably just black sound deadener. It's pretty good. It needs a nice sort of rough look and finish, or should match in pretty well. And it's going to have carpet anyway, and same as the kick panels and everything. So that's the update. While that's drying, I'm going to start working on this dash fascia here. And I've made a cool discovery, and I've got a pretty good plan what I want to do. So I'm using CRC Ados stuff off. It works pretty good so far. I've tried a little section there. So what I was going to do was just paint this black. But when I tried the paint remover on this black section and wiped it off, it's like beautiful chrome underneath in that middle section. So as you can imagine, what I'm going to do is take all that black off so it's nice, beautiful chrome again. Then clean it all off, wash it off, then tape that up. And then the rest will be black, and then there'll be a nice chrome insert in the middle, which will be absolutely beautiful, I reckon. So you see there. Well, depending. If it's got any nicks and stuff in it, then I can't do it. Productive day in the booth and shed, I believe. We have got the interior painted. So it's blue. I know we have a pole going, but it's not all going to be blue yet. So the dash is done, and on the back surrounding, you can't really see because it's all taped up. Floor has to be painted yet, but that's the interior. You can see the beautiful Suzuki, or one of them, is the holder of the trim and dash stuff. So I had some leftover like black pearl graphite sort of color, and this is what I decided to do. After reading all the comments and suggestions, I've sort of done a mix between most of them. I think there was one comment there that sort of suggested this. So the chrome was no good. After I tried to polish it or get all that black originally from there, it had all the chrome was flaking off, or was flaked off previously. So I ended up just sandblasting the whole lot with my little media blaster and take it back to plastic and then epoxy prime it. And then, well, basically all these parts I did. So we've got the dash is going to be, you can see, pretty nice. It's like I think it's a BMW black or something, but basically a pearl black or mica or whatever it is. Anyway, that's what it is. That's the dash, and I've got the center plastic piece in the dash, and these two parts that go up the side of the drivers and passengers A-pillar section. And then these pieces are where the seatbelt, so that goes to either side behind the person. And in the booth here, I've just got the doorway protective trim. They were bad, like they were beaten up and they had like rusty bits all over them and dirt that was caked on there. So I ended up sandblasting those as well, which cleaned up really good. but they were just too worn to polish, so it came up pretty good. When I'm painting unusual substrates, I normally just do a really thin coat to get the binding of the agents better. Most times it works pretty good. I've noticed that when I paint over old paint, especially like enamel or acrylic, it takes so much longer for the epoxy to dry, to cure, even though it's like chemically, it's a 2-pack, but I've just noticed that. So, you know, when you're painting over bare steel, it seems to dry a lot quicker than painting over old questionable bases, like, you know, like older paint. So, but it still works. Like, I've done the scratch test and everything, and it still has good adhesion. So that's one bit of advice or a tip I could give you, is if you are painting over something that's unusual, just give it a really light coat first, let that flash right off, and then even do a semi-light coat or medium coat, and then once that flash off, then you can do a heavy coat. But hey, just get in there and have a go and learn. That's all I'm doing. I've learned a lot from my mistakes, but I'm not too bad. Like, every single job, there's something I learn, you know. Like with this one, for example, I had that taped up on the dash from the epoxy, and as I was spraying through, the gun sucked in the plastic and then put like a sprinkle of epoxy flakes on the paint. And luckily it was just the first coat, and I, you know, like, fair enough, like I couldn't get them off, but because I did two more coats on it, 2 thick coats, it covered them up. They sat flat. So, you know, luckily crisis avoided. But just little things, you know, it's really hard to get things done perfectly every single time. And I'm not an expert. I'm not, you know, I wouldn't even say I'm good, but in my eyes, I'm pretty average. But I'm in there having a go, and I've been sniffing paint. Thanks for telling me. I had a mask on, by the way. Sweet. Got a bit lightheaded. Tomorrow I'm going to assemble all those dash pieces in the assembly and see how that black, pearly black, and the blue combo looks, and I'm hoping that you'll like it too. So that's basically the only option I could do, is because that dash was buggered, so I had to paint it. So it's either going to be blue, which would have been really washed out. All right, gang, I've been working my ring out trying to get this done before work, and I've got it all mocked up. So it's in place, all the interior. So I just so you can see what it's going to look like, and I think it has transformed, for lack of better words, into somewhat of a masterpiece. So truly love the color combo. There's one little thing I might change yet. I'll show you after this B-roll of my cat's probably jumping over the car somewhere, I can hear it. Oh yeah, forgot to add that I haven't wiped the ute down. It's pretty dusty. I just took all the plastic off. I'm not going to wipe it down because I don't want to scratch the paint. So besides the dust, check this out. There we have it. So let me know what you think. I think it came up pretty good. I will finish the XP restoration video after the next video. So there's one more on that, and that will pretty much tie that one up. Coming up next, we'll be focusing on most likely the CM Valiant and putting that 440 big block and 727 gearbox and jamming it into that, making a grandpa spec sleeper. So that one should be pretty entertaining and fun. I haven't worked with an engine that big before, and everything I'm doing is new, so you can learn with me. So speaking of learn, if you've learned something this episode, this series, even on the XP, pay me back by smashing that like button. That's all I'm asking for. That'd be great. Unless you want to subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, that'd be cool too. And lastly, we want to say that we're stoked to announce that we've just got approval to be an affiliate partner through Amazon Australia. So I've got a link below to my website, which will have all the deals that I think are great value through Amazon to do with rust restoration. Anything automotive, I'm going to try to find the best deals, put it on the website, so it saves you combing through, because 9 times out of 10, I'm also buying those deals. So it doesn't cost you any more money. Just if you're going to get something, if you use my link, I get a portion of that sale for referring you. So I'm all new to this. I'm just a bushy trying to learn the ropes. It's up to you. It's there if you want to use it. Check it out. Twisted Metal Customs. Thank you for watching. Catch ya. Affiliate partnership partner, affiliate marketer.